Hello guys, in the last video this is where I left off with the apple tree house. It's a great set even without any mods. Love how the roof is finished. However, I'm not going to leave it unmodded. I started doing a little bit of mods here and there if you watched my last video. However, I was a little bit salty giving the house to the red brick. So I came up with the idea that this is actually his grandma's house. There's Grandma Red Brick, and he just lives with his grandma. Yeah, he's that kind of guy. His grandma doesn't need assistance, but she likes having him around to do work, such as yard work. But she's gonna put him to work by expanding the house. So what I have in mind is doing an expansion this way, making the house bigger. And I don't have enough roof slopes to complete that project. However, I've got this set that's unopened, the small cottage. That would be perfect. It doesn't have the caps included, and there might be some pieces that are still needed so I can complete another eave, another window, 2-story addition here with another window and eave. Well, I think the fates or the stars are aligned that I actually might have the special elements already to complete this job. So I'm going to get this opened up and see what I can do about this apple tree house expansion. So I really like the sliding door feature. We'll definitely incorporate that into the apple tree house. And I also like how the house hinges open to access the interior. Maybe we should do that as well, because there's not a lot of access to the interior other than removing this part of the roof. So interior access is always good. And I'm not going to make the walls red, obviously. I'm going to continue with the white walls and red striping, and then the brown striping in between the two levels. Since I'm basically using this set for pieces, I'm going to scratch it off my inventory. All right, we got the small cottage. No more. There's the mountain hut. I had 2 of them, but I modded one, so that's why I scratched one off my inventory list. I did that for the, was it the Winter Fun VIP add-on pack? Modded that up as a getaway cabin for the Green Brick family. Well, I don't want to think that I have this set when I used it for pieces and be looking around a year or 2 years from now and not be able to find it, get frustrated. So taking it off the inventory. Well, there's my extra copy of the mountain hut. And here's the mod. Yeah, completely different, right? I mean, there's some similar features, but I did a major overhaul on this. It took me a long time. I worked all night on this when I first got the Winter Fun VIP add-on pack, and I packed in a lot of detail. Anyway, I'm just so happy about this build, and I really missed the fun VIP add-on packs. But anyway, with the small cottage Crater 3-in-1 set comes a 16 by 16 green plate, always useful. I was thinking maybe I can add it to the grassy area in front and kind of raise up the terrain there, make it more interesting. Maybe. We'll see. I thought since I'm changing the apple tree house, the original setup, maybe I'll call it the Apple Tree Cottage. How's that? Where the Red Brick's grandma and her grandson live. Yeah, I like that. The Red Brick is done mowing the lawn, So we'll just push that mower back into the garage. He's also got his shirt back on. I find it funny that the figure that comes with the small cottage, he has black hair but brown eyebrows. Whereas the red brick figure that I created had dark brown hair and black eyebrows and mustache. That's funny. Anyway, I do have an extra brown window frame to add to the new addition, but no brown door frames. But I think that's okay. I can use these white ones and just kind of tell the story that this is the new addition from a minifigures timeline or perspective, that they got white door frames now. These old door frames are discontinued. Yeah, I think I can make it work. I decided that this plate was going to be way too big for the elevated grass. So I decided on this 6x6 plate that was included in the pieces from the small cottage, and I'll place the apple tree on top of it. The story behind it is this grass got elevated from the growing roots of the apple tree. And this apple tree, this is how it looked in 2010 when it was planted. So it's been 14 years. So we're going to give this apple tree a makeover as well, make it bigger. And Grandma Red Brick, she likes gardening and likes her flowers. So I thought about updating some of her flowers. I did rearrange the flower in the bench and I found some spots for them. I think I'll put some flowers on either side of the pathway to the front door. I'll leave a little bit of space and create a walkway to the garage there. Yeah, I've got some ideas. All right, are you ready? Here's the old apple tree from 14 years ago. And here it is today. Yeah. I'm not a pro at building trees. In fact, I'm not that experienced in it. But I think this looks pretty good, especially with the real red apples. I'm super happy with how it turned out, and also happy that I'm finally using all of these red apples. They were overflowing in my fruit parts bin. What I was thinking about doing was adding a retaining wall here around this apple tree. Not just for looks, but Grandma Red Brick was pretty smart about this, so that the apples just fall down in place inside the retaining wall. I think that's a good look. A new apple tree was planted behind the house. We'll see how that grows in 14 years. Might become a foundation problem. I am going to add some of these 1x1 leaf elements. They're a little bit lighter green than these branches. So that'll just give it a little bit more color. And then I'm going to add the flowers along the stone pathway. Granny's flowers are all in place, looking beautiful. I also added a wheelbarrow with the flower inside of it, or it could be used for hauling the apples that fall from the tree. I also tiled up the retaining wall around the tree. Next, I'm going to add maybe some picket fence in the front, a mailbox, and redo the driveway. The fence and mailbox has been added, and the driveway has been improved. Check that out. I'll park the car in the driveway because it can't quite fit into the garage because of height restrictions. I was thinking, do I dare tile over all of the exposed studs on the green base plate? These could represent grass. I'll think about that. But for now, back to my main mod, the house. I've got some pieces to work with here, though I'm not going to use most of these red pieces. But let's get the house improved. As you can see, the roof does come off on this section so you can access the interior. This is not intended to come off, but I took it off for modifications. Though I'm not going to do any interior modding, it will need it because there's no detail on the interior. But I'm going to save that for another time. What I am going to focus on, though, are adding these hinge plates on the walls so that I can hinge it open right here to access the garage space, and then another place to hinge open back here. So that's what I'm working with. Working on the exterior and thinking about the interior accessibility later on when I do get to that. I will remove this tap from this corner, move it up to the front of the house so Granny can water her flowers. I spent a lot of time making this wall hinge open for easier access and viewability, only to make this roof just come off easier with reduced studs. I used a lot of tiling. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Yeah, too many studs to do it with one hand. Okay, there we go. So, was that really a waste of time? I don't know. I'll leave it there, but I'm not going to do a hinged wall back here. I'll just make these roof sections removable. And here's my sliding door. Open to go in and closed. So the water tap is stopping the door from sliding off the rail this way, and this snot brick is stopping it this way. I think I'll attach a flag or something on this side. I'm actually building during the daytime here. You can hear little green brick. He's playing in my room. What happened to his leg? And his tail? Is that the Carnotaurus? Oh no, a T-Rex. Oh, very violent. Well, back to my peaceful house building. So there's one more section here. I moved the original roof over to the right here.
Daddy, look!
I'm trying to do a video here. So I'm going to fill in that section of roof. And then, oh, I did find another skylight from my inventory of pieces. So we can add it to this roof section. Let's get it done.
What's yellow ball? Yes, ball.
Basketball.
What's yellow?
Orange.
No.
Is your T-Rex eating that basketball? The roof is looking good here. Look at this. It's all removable in one section now. There's the skylights in the back. I'm missing one roof tile here to cap it off. But what I'm thinking about doing, it'd be a good time to modify this chimney with some masonry bricks, give that an upgrade, and then I can rob some of those cap pieces to complete my roof. The flag doesn't look like it's flying too proudly, so I'm going to use some Technic pieces to make it fly upright. And then also continue with a stone trail to the entrance to this part of the house. Little green brick is demonstrating the functionality of this set. Yeah, that's how the garage opens. And if you can't access what's inside, you just flip that open. Yes. What's inside? have your dinosaur inside?
Yes.
Oh. Little green brick has taken over. Loves all of the opening doors. He even put the guy that comes with the set up here in the attic. He said he's sleeping. Little green brick had a lot of fun playing with the apple tree cottage. He's taking a nap right now, so taking that opportunity to finish it up, which I am pretty much finished now. I left off the apple tree while he was playing with it so it didn't get destroyed. Everything else held up pretty well. I've got the stone pathway going to the sliding door. The grass, yep, it's all tiled up in the front and on this side of the driveway. I didn't see a need to tile it up in the back. I just left that open for now. I left, these are leaves in the grass so that I have a place to put minifigures, and added some jumper plates as well. Anyway, I think it shapes up very nicely. Modified the basketball hoop here a little bit. Oh yeah, the chimney too. There's the new chimney. And got all of the roof capped off there. And it still comes off into sections. Chimney's split up a little bit, but that's okay. We'll eventually need to put a fireplace in this thing, right? To make the chimney make sense. Let's put that tree back in and give it one last look. Again, we'll do the interior another time. Park the car right there. All right. And then this guy just skateboarding on the street past the house. There it is. The Apple Tree Cottage. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.